Hey friends, I hope everybody is keeping safe and healthy today. Really wanted to hop on and talk about something that I'm going to call spiritual gaslighting. And what that is a combination between gaslighting, manipulation, and spiritual bypass, and the ways in which we might be doing that to ourselves or having that done to us. And I've been seeing it a lot in my community lately, and I've experienced it myself with a teacher of mine, and it doesn't feel good. Basically, it's this idea that a lot of us become aware of along our awakening path that we can separate ourselves from our thoughts. We know that our thoughts don't define us. We can intellectualize a situation, and we know that we can transmute our thoughts and feelings into love and light and like all this happy stuff over here. What that doesn't leave room for, though, is the emotional experience and the wound that's being triggered sometimes. So I'll give you guys an example. And this is, it's not a huge thing, but for example, I didn't hear from my mom on Easter. And for those of you who have difficult situations with family members, I hope that you're doing whatever is in your highest good. I feel that I have, and I know that it can be very complicated to perhaps cut ties with a family member or even an ex or even a friend when there's still like love and emotion there, and then you feel guilty, but you know that the healthier thing for you is to not be in touch. Like, I know that can be very complicated, and I think it's really important to allow that the full range of experience. We're human, like our lives are complicated, and that's okay. So, and I was talking to somebody about it, and I was feeling disappointed, and I was feeling triggered, and I was feeling that old childhood wound being dug up. And the person I was talking to, encouraged me to see the other side of the coin, which was, your mom isn't at the level of consciousness. It's not about you. It's about something going on with her. Feeling disappointed is the illusion. It's the identification with the old self, with the wounded child. Like, yes. I agree with all those things. And I think consciously for many of us, we know stuff like that about situations in our lives, right? Where it's like, that person didn't mean to hurt me and they were just acting out of their own whatever. Like, we have those intellectual understandings, and it doesn't even have to necessarily be about other people. Like, it could be about work or anything. Like, sometimes the intellectual knowing is not enough. Let me start over. We need to be able to have that intellectual knowledge and honor the feeling. Because if we're having this triggered emotion of disappointment or failure or rejection, whatever, and then we say like, oh no, that feeling isn't valid here, like get it out of here, clean it up, like that's not spiritual, that's not love and light, like, we're denying ourselves, we're denying our human experience, and we're really, I want to emphasize this, I think that we're gaslighting ourselves. And for many of us, if we grew up in difficult homes too, that might have been what was done to us. Like, hey, I'm feeling upset about this, and the parent or the caregiver was like, shut up, go to your room, be quiet. So if we immediately in our own heads tell our feelings like, oh, that's not very spiritual, that's not very nice, we're essentially gaslighting ourselves. We're telling our own feelings that they're not safe here. We're making our inner child feel unwelcome and unsafe and ashamed. These are not things that we want to feel. Like, part of our journey is to come to learn how to hold space for and understand all of it, and like, I wound up voicing this to the other person. I said, I need my feelings to be okay. And like, obviously express your emotions in a healthy way. Don't use them as a reason to hurt other people or retaliate or something. Maybe journal or throw something or go cry or take a ritual bath or make some art about it. Like, channel your feelings in a healthy way, but honor the fact that they're there and they're part of our human experience. And so if we just try to spiritually bypass everything, we can stay up here in the ether like everything is love and light and cool for a little while. And it feels great, but then when we get triggered by somebody, we're gonna rip their head off, or we're gonna go cry, or we're gonna feel horrible by that thing or person that triggered us, because the underlying wounds haven't been integrated. They haven't been acknowledged and accepted for what they are and held with compassion. So I'm really all about this right now. I think we're in a really, really difficult time. There's a pandemic going on. A lot of us are at home. We're maybe dealing with children or partners or roommates or pets or whomever that we're not used to spending this much time with. Maybe we're spending more time alone than we're used to. Like, the circumstances aren't exactly normal right now. And so to allow yourself to have the feelings that you have about that really is a sacred practice. Like, it is the embracing of your humanity. It's the embracing of the situation. Like, again, I invite you to use your time in productive ways, to take care of yourself, to do whatever is going to feel good for you and not harmful for you. So don't let like your own self-talk and your own emotional experience become something that feels harmful for you. That's my only invitation. I really think that whatever you're feeling right now, you know, if you can just what I wound up doing, I lied on the couch and I just closed my eyes and I said, you're allowed to feel this way. It's safe to have these emotions. And you know what? Like, once I let that disappointment kind of move through me and I accepted it, it went away a lot quicker than it had as I had spent the whole day stewing on it. You know, it just needed to be like heard and acknowledged and loved. And I'm betting that for a lot of you, that's all your emotions are looking for as well. So, let's say no to spiritual gaslighting. All right. Good luck with that. I support you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.